What's up guys, David Falla here. Many of you have been asking me to do tutorials for beginners, so here you have it. This is how to blend a number 2 into 0, so how to do a skin fade with a number 2 on top. So let's start. I'm excited about this one. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and bold out the sides. We're gonna use this case I'm using the 5 zeros, but you can go ahead and use whatever you have. You can use a trimmer, you can use the machine with lever close, whatever you have, right? Just I'm gonna create a first guideline. It's gonna be like a mid to high, actually like a high fade. I just kind of spread out so it looks super cool. Now we're gonna bold out the bottom. We're gonna use electric shaver for this. You can use your razor. I know many of you like using the razor. You can go ahead and do that too. I like using the shaver just because I think it just shaves better, and also it's easier on the skin, and also avoids you cutting the client, right? And I learned how to do it this way. So yeah. Anyways, we'll continue with it. But you can see I'm leaving like a little space between the skin line and the first guideline that we make, and the reason for it is because so I can start blending right away, right? So right now you can see I'm using a trimmer to erase that line of the skin and start blending that into the first guideline that I made. So we're gonna go ahead and use our clipper. We're gonna start with the lever down. We're gonna create our first guideline. How I said, this is gonna be a 2 and skin fade, so we only really have to fade from a 2 to 0, right? So my guides are gonna be pretty thick, because you know that's so that I don't need to blend that much. So I don't want to make them too thin, too thin, because then it's gonna be hard for me to erase that line. It's gonna look super dark. So here I'm using a Zupra one with the number 2. If you don't have a Zupra, you don't have the touchables, it's fine. You can go ahead and use your machine with a lever close and a number 2 guard. I use the Supra for this type of things, and because you know it's quick to use the touchables for these steps. But yeah, you can go ahead and use whatever you want. Like, don't let just because you don't have the machines that I use doesn't mean that you cannot do this haircut. You can do this haircut with whatever you have, and that's what matters, right? So we're gonna go ahead and start erasing that line. So this is gonna be a little different than what I usually do, because we're gonna fade from bottom to top. We're gonna blend from closed lever to open lever, right? And the reason for it is because I feel like if I want the fade to look higher, I will start from bottom to top. If I want the fade to kind of like look lower, then I will like fade down, right? So pretty much what we're doing, I started with the lever closed, and then as I start going up a little, and then I start opening the lever little by little until I get to my second guideline that was with the machine with lever open. So that's pretty much what I'm doing right now. And how you can see, it starts erasing the line right away. This is a good technique for those that you're starting cutting hair, because I feel like sometimes you get lost when you make a bunch of guides and then you try to erase them after. So for all of you, I think if you start you make a guide and then you erase it right away, I think it will be way easier. So that's why I was starting to do it this way. So for this step, you know how I say I started from close to open, but you can also do it the other way if you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. So we're gonna go ahead and use a 1.5 with a lever open, and then we're gonna start blending a number 2 into pretty much the machine with lever open, right? So we're gonna go ahead and just open the lever and then close it, and then we're gonna start fading from there, right? So we're gonna use a number 1 right now, the same procedure, just a number 1 with a lever open. Then we pass it as soon as it stops cutting, or we don't hear the machine cutting anymore. Then we're gonna go ahead and use and close the lever, and then we're just gonna continue that process, right? We're gonna do the same with the 1/16, and the same thing, lever open, lever close. It's the same process. For any of you, anyway, I'm gonna take this time to talk to you guys about a little bit about the, you guys been talking about the classes that I made on the last video. I talked about doing classes and all that stuff, and you guys have been messaging me a lot, and I thank you for that. But you know, like some of you are messaging me from like other states that are a little far from me. So if you want me to go to your state, I could definitely do that. Just let's try to set up a class, right? Try to see if you can find a couple people that will be interested in taking a class with me, and then like that makes it easier for me to go, right? Like just because timing and all that stuff will be better, we can kind of do it that way. Even if you're here in New Jersey and then New York or PA, you want me to do a class maybe at your barbershop, your salon, like a private class, let me know. I think that will be easier. I mean, for all of you guys that want to come here and take like a one-on-one with me, I could do that too. Just keep me posted, message me on Instagram. Facebook or Twitter. I have the links right in the description. So let's go back to the tutorial. Okay, so after we're done with the fade, what we're gonna do is we're gonna shape out the front. How you can see, I apply a little bit of hairspray and I just brush the hair down. This is gonna help me maintain all the hairs kind of even before I cut them. The client has like a little bit of a cowlick in the front, so I want to make sure I freeze that hair before I can cut it. And pretty much what I do, I start right in the middle. I create my first guideline. Usually, and for the most part, and I also 99% of the time, you don't want to push that shape up back. I mean, regardless, when you shape out a forehead, you are pushing it back, even if it's just a little, because you are creating a fake forehead, right? If you think about it, right, you're shaping it straight, but you create a the forehead doesn't grow that way. You create a new one, right? You just don't want to push it back too much. You want to push it back enough so it looks nice, but not too much that it's just gonna like take forever to grow and it's gonna look weird, right? That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I will start in the middle, then I will kind of work my way out, right? Work my way out to the corners, and that's the way I do it. Then I will check with the mirror, or stay right in front of the client just to make sure that everything is even, and that's it. That's pretty much what it is. So just make sure that you check with the mirror before you let the client leave, just because sometimes you can make it like a little crooked or whatever, and then you're gonna be like, oh man, like no, the client might text you later, be like, dude, you let my forehead not straight or whatever, so just make sure, always check with the mirror before your client leaves. And also ask him, sometimes I ask my client, what, your forehead better than I do, do you see anything wrong or whatever? And the clients are gonna help you. They're not gonna be like, oh well, you don't know how to cut hair. No, they're gonna help you. They're not gonna say anything to you, because I believe that they want to make sure that they look fresh and that everything is the right way, right? So just talk to your clients, that's part of the consultation pretty much. And here we're using the razor, and then just make sure you pull the skin and go against the grain so you can make it very sharp, blade on a 45-degree angle. And that's it, guys. This is the video. This was number 2 with a skin fade. So pretty much what we did, we did number 2, 1.5, 1, 1/16, and then we fade the skin. That's it, guys. This shouldn't take you more than 10-15 minutes to achieve. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and also let me know what you thought about the World Cup, man. It was crazy. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. See you guys in the next one.